Ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, first of all, I would like to express thanks to the Bruce Peel Special Collections at the University of Alberta in Edmonton, because they gave me an opportunity to curate this exhibition in its original form and even allowed me to write a catalogue. And as someone who's been interested in the history of China and the history of Chinese in Canada, particularly in Alberta, I was very happy for that opportunity. The exhibition, the reason for the exhibition was a gift from the aforementioned Wallace Chung and Madeline Chung. Wally Chung was the son of a tailor who used to play on the floor of his father's shop in Victoria, BC, and he was fascinated with the large posters on the wall of his father's shop showing Canadian Pacific ocean liners that went to Yokohama and to Hong Kong. And from that early childhood inspiration, he started to collect materials related to the CPR and also to the early Chinese settlers. And we were very fortunate that at the University of Alberta, he donated some of his collection that related to the prairies to the University of Alberta. And that became the core of this exhibit. If you look at some of the documentation, you'll see it relates to the story of one man who emigrated to Canada as a young boy in 1919, young boy 15, and who went into the restaurant trade, and eventually ran a restaurant and a hotel in Lacadena, Saskatchewan, which is now just a whistle stop on the CN line, and eventually he went back to BC, where he opened up a restaurant. He became known as Chow Chow, and his head tax certificate, you'll note he didn't pay head tax, is on the front cover of the catalogue, and his citizenship certificate is on the back. And you'll find the documentation of his struggle. He was not able to bring his wife in because of the Exclusion Act of 1923, and he was only able to get reunited with his wife many years later. And it's this typical story of most Chinese families on the prairies and in Canada. These long years of separation from 1923 to about 1950 or later. And this is a story that people, the rest of us, have to learn. I would like to congratulate the Red Deer Museum for the stupendous job they've done in remounting the exhibit, and for Mr. Frank Wong's addition to it, and all the others that you've done. You've really made it come alive in a way in which it was not similar to the Bruce Peel collection. This is really wonderful, and I'm glad that it's open and lots of people will come to, and the community will come to see it. So if you enjoy it, thank Kim Verrier and the people here at the museum, and also thank the Bruce Peel collection, and particularly thank Wallace Chung. And if I may have 2 minutes more, Wally is a great collector, and one of the stories of collecting I love is that he became known for wanting Chinese stuff. So anyone going down a back alley in Victoria or Vancouver and seeing a Chinese firm having thrown out its documents, they'd take them along to Wally and get a few dollars, or maybe more than a few dollars, and he'd add them to his collection, which became huge, and he donated to the University of British Columbia. But he also has collected complete sets of porcelain and crockery from Canadian Pacific steamships. And he came by these by a friend who was an underwater archaeologist, and who would be working on the shoreline. And he kept finding these dishes from the Canadian Pacific steamers, all in perfect condition. And he asked Wally if he was interested, and Wally said yes, so he would be bringing him, and so he established several complete sets of crockery. Now, how did it get there? Well, it seems it got there because as the ships pulled into Victoria or Vancouver, and the crews were getting ready to get the things in shape for a landing, anyone who had had a meal in their cabin, the attendant would just throw the stuff overboard, and so all the crockery would land up on the ocean floor and hence onto Wally, and it's visible at UBC. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you enjoy the exhibit. I certainly have, because it's been so beautifully exhibited here.